Hey guys, this is Dekin from Team Crimson, and today I would be bringing you my standard Royal Paladin Altmile deck list. So obviously we go to the starter, the shiny one that we pulled from our trial deck opening, as you guys can see on the channel, and then our preferred gift type, the sexy one. Moving on, we'll go to grade 3s first. So there are multiple different ways to play the grade 3 lineup. I chose to play the 4 Aerial Divine Knight and 2 Blue Sky. I will go over them respectively, but let me just start off by saying the reason I chose this was so that I can up my grade 2 lineup, so that I play more grade 2s, because this deck is very dependent on its grade 2s. So the more that I play, the more consistent it is, and the more cards I have in my deck that will help me meet my end goal. But first, let's go over Aerial Divine Knight Altmile. The new grade 3 VR from Extra Booster 14 is Continuous Vanguard Circle. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, all of your grade 2 units gain plus 10k power and plus 5k shield. And if your soul is a card with Altmile in its card name, those units gain crits. And then act, once per turn, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1, call up to 1 grade 2 each from your deck and drop zone to rearguard and shuffle your deck. So he is really good, allowing you to just grab your combo pieces, and he's just so versatile and has won me so many games. Going into Blue Sky though, in case if you guys didn't know, Continuous Vanguard Rearguard during your turn. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, he gains plus 15,000. And then act, Vanguard Circle once per turn, Counterblast, and discard a card from hand. Search your deck for up to 2 grade 2 cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, and shuffle. So he's not a bad first ride, because you can ride him and discard a quick shield or another grade 3 Altmile that you have, and just search some grade 2 combo pieces like Liverot, and just some cards that'll help you search and thin. And he's not a bad first ride. I have had games where I stick on him for too long and I lose the game, which is why he's the preferred ride. I would love 9 out of 10 of my games if I could ride Blue Sky and then ride Divine Knight and just be golden. But sometimes it doesn't happen like that, and Divine Knight's pressure is just so good that he can be ridden alone without having the Altmile and Soul. But I chose the 6 grade 3s for the consistency reasons. Moving on to grade 2s, I play 4 Counteroffensive Knight Sullyman. He is the new grade 2 Sullyman. Skill is Auto Vanguard Circle. When placed, look at 7 cards from the top of your deck, call up to 1 card with Altmile in its card name to rearguard, and shuffle your deck. So he fetches your Altmiles, and then Auto Vanguard Rearguard when it attacks, Soul Blast, and return a rearguard and another column to your hand, and this unit gains 5k until end of battle. So normally what will happen is you will ride him, search top 7. I've had games where I've called Blue Sky and he's a 28k beater, or I've called Divine Knight just so that I have my grade 3 ride target, and then swing, skill, bounce back to hand. So now I have my grade 3 in hand, and I had a 15 to 25k Vanguard attack. So it allows your early game to be a lot more dominant, and even if you don't need to or want to bounce back the Altmile, you can bounce back some of your other cards just so you can keep using them. The next card is I play 4 Absolute Blade Knight Liverot. He's the guy from the trial deck. Auto Vanguard Rearguard when placed from hand, Counterblast 1, search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 card, call it to an open Rearguard Circle, and shuffle your deck. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, you may pay a Soul Blast for this cost instead. So he just allows me to call Counterblast or Soul Blast to call another grade 2. Super good. Is a staple 4 of, and is just allows so many plays. The next card is 3 Starlight Violinist. This card I'm debating about bringing to a 4 of because his skill is Continuous Rearguard. If you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, all of your grade 2 units gain on Rearguard get boost and intercept from the back row. So it just allows me to have board setups like this and do something with it. And then I now not only have 20k columns, but I have 15k in intercepts. So I can just build board fairly easy and sit there and have my intercepts and boosters. Now here comes the part of the Altmiles deck that always varies are the Tekken Slots. For my Tekken Slots, I'm playing 2 Knight of Determination Lamorak, because if I have 5 or more units, I can counterblast 1 and he gains 10k until end of turn. And since that is not once per turn, I can just keep counterblasting. I've had games where I've been dealt to 5 in 1 turn, used Altmile's skill, Superior called him out, used his skill, made him gain 40k, and then called a Liverot out and called a booster behind him, or called a Violinist out, and had him swinging for anywhere from 50 to 70k. No, 60 to 80k, because it's the plus 10k. But he's just so good. I play 2 Knight of Dignity Karatakis, because if I have 4 more cards in my damage zone, he gains 10k shield. So at a certain point in the game, he's a 20k shield sitting on Divine Knight, since he gives them the 5k shield. I play 2 High Dog Breeder Akanes for the Vanguard Rearguard when placed to counterblast, call a Pongal out, and during the battle it was boosted, it'll gain the +3, mainly for the callback skill of Pongal. And then I play 1 15k shield, just because, well, he's 10k shield, I should re-say that, 10k shield. With Altmile, he becomes a 15k shield. I have been debating about taking this out and playing 1 more of any of these or 1 more Violinist, but I have yet to run into a game where he's not useful, so he's kind of stayed in. The Tekken Slots for this deck are, you can really play anything you want and get away with it, as long as you can fulfill your counterblast costs. So no matter how you play and how you do anything, you will, as long as you can fulfill the counterblasting of all your damage face down, your deck will be able to go off. But this is, that was my grade 2 lineup, just because they're all useful in their own ways. I just don't want to play too many copies and have them get in the way. Moving on to grade 1s, we play 4 of the new grade 3 Searcher, Laurel Knight Sisylis. Vanguard Rearguard, during your turn, if you have no face-up cards in your damage zone, he gains 5k. And then Vanguard Rearguard, when placed, look at top 5 for grade 3, add it to hand, and if you add a discard. Going second, riding this card, he is immediately a 13k body, and allows you to search your Altmile and everything like that. And if you have 1 and you don't have any face-up damage, the skill will still go off, and he will still be a 13k. So it just allows for you to kind of push a little bit early game, and still search for 1 of the 6 grade 3s that we play, which is another reason that I'm only playing the 6, because I have Suleiman and I have Sisylis that search for the grade 3s, so I don't really feel it necessary to play any more. And Sisylis is just a much needed card for this deck. It allows you to call down as a booster or even an attacker for a 13k swing, and it's just such a good card that a lot of the decks now we are seeing are getting. Then I play 4 Pongal for the Akane reasons, and this deck needs the soul, so you can kind of spam call Pongals to try to soul charge an Altmile so that your Divine Knight's first ride immediately goes off and you immediately have the plus a crit. But I then play 1 Little Sage Marin. Only playing 9 grade 1s. Reason being is your grade 2s take up a majority of the deck. So they're needed for the deck to go off. And I'm only playing the 1 Marin. I was playing Lucius at first, so that when I ride grade 3 I can soul charge it, draw and call a card. But I inevitably decided on playing Marin for the counterblast skill. So if I am needing to counterblast, I can, and it becomes 11k and I get to draw a card. So that's the plus with him. Moving on to triggers. This is where I've had the most difficulty deciding, because with this set we've gotten the new introduction of the 30k crit sentinels. I have inevitably decided on playing 4 draw PGs, Reason being is there's decks out there like God Hand, Rebellion, Bermuda, Vanquisher, where you need the Sentinel sometime. I was playing a 2-2. It worked fine, but since I've bumped my draws up to 4, the deck has just been, it feels like it's been more consistent. It's such a weird angle. I might try eventually down the road, depending on how the meta shifts and how Altmile tends to be built. I might try no draw PGs or 1 or 2 again, but for now the 4 has been working fine. And then obviously I play 8 crit and then the 4 heal, and obviously the heal is healing Pegasus because this is Altmile after all. And like I was saying, reason I'm not playing any more crits is the draw PG just comes in super handy on some of these massive attacks, and even in the mirror match, sometimes you have columns that are swinging 80k 3 damage, so you just kind of need the PG. The 30k shield does come in handy a lot. There was numerous games where I had my opponent swinging in for 12 or 13, and I just plopped the 30k shield down for a 2 to pass immediately. And I mean, if they're a 12k body, that's a no pass. So unless if they're God Hand, then it's anywhere from a 1 to a 3 to pass. But yeah, that was basically the deck. If you guys have any questions down in the comments, let me know. Let me know what your guys' deck lists are. This is personally what has been working for me more. It's just, with the way I have the deck built, it's easier for me to get the Altmile and Soul and still be able to use my combo pieces. But if you guys have any questions, just let me know down in the comments. Let me know your deck lists, and I can talk to you back and forth with it. And I will see you guys later. Don't forget to like and subscribe.